Okay, so I'm trying something new with the audio. I'm using an actual audio program this time, like a separate one from what's included in the video recorder stuff that I've been using. Um, okay, so I'd like to first state that this um this beginning part of the video right here, I was trying out a completely new program for myself, and it's I didn't realize at the time that it was stuck up in the corner like that, and then after I recorded that portion of the video, I realized it. So I actually had to, when I was recording that day, I actually had to break the video into two parts on the first day that I worked on this. I worked on this for quite a while, honestly. I'm trying to think of how long, oh, that's right, that's at the end of the video, that's right. I worked on this for a long time. Yeah, sorry for not uploading very much either. I wanted to upload more, I really did. It's just, like I said in the past couple videos, February is always a crazy month for me. But now we're getting into March, so that shouldn't happen. The only reason that this video took so long to make was because art takes a while, okay? Even with using a pose from someone else who will be linked in the description, by the way, it's hard. It really is. It took me I spent so much time on this. It turned out fairly well. I'm not gonna say it's the best in the world, because I know it's not. There are a lot of things I could improve upon, especially since I used a pose that someone was allowing people to use. This person, Galeka Eka Go. I really hope I'm saying that right. They have a bunch of pose studies and stuff on their DeviantArt, and they have some really amazing resources and amazing art in general. I highly recommend you check them out. Like, seriously, what are you doing here? Well, okay, you know what? Watch this video, then go to their page. Okay? Because seriously, their work is just, it's great. It is really, really great. And I just hit my pop filter. Sorry about that. Oh, God. So, this video is longer than usual. And I know it is. And I'm sorry. But there was just so much footage that, I could have condensed it down to 20 around closer to 20 minutes, but the picture got really bad at that point from what I could see in the editor window thing. It was a lot of footage. The video was broken into 10 parts because of how long it took. And I'm not exaggerating either. It was literally 10 parts that I had to put all together, and they were like a bunch of hours each. So, oh boy, it's long. I really hope this looks good when it uploads. But yeah, let's why not? Let's oh yeah, birthday was good. My birthday was good. Turned 18. Don't honestly, I honestly don't know how to feel about it. It was okay, you know. I still haven't had my party yet. We had to push it back because things came up for the people I invited, and my group of friends is like, it's only about maybe 6 people long. So yeah, 6. It's about 6 people long. So I don't know many people, and like a couple of those people don't even live in the same state as me. We're like long distance friends, basically. And so it was either push back the party or not have a party because no one could make it on the original date. Now they want, like, all of a sudden they decide to do something else, which is I'm pretty sure they knew about my birthday party before they knew about this thing that they all of a sudden decided to do. And honestly, I don't care that they're doing something, but I wish they would have told me sooner, because then I honestly would have been perfectly happy to push back the party another weekend. Well, okay, not perfectly happy, because it'd be a fairly decent amount of time past my birthday by the time it happened, but I'd be more okay with it than having to, like, make it so the party doesn't start till about, like, 5 p.m. Granted, I had planned for it to be a sleepover from the beginning, but I don't know, it kind of doesn't seem fair. You know, I'm not, I really hope I'm not sounding selfish for wanting a good party that actually, like, lasts a decent amount of time. But I just, you know what? That's not here. That's neither here nor there. Oh, and before I keep going any further, like, if you don't, I just want to, I'm gonna state straight up, if you don't want to listen to me talk over these videos, then just mute this video and play music in the background so you can watch the work happen. The way I made this, I wouldn't recommend it unless you're, like, starting out. For me, I'm not really starting out. Well, when I say starting out, I mean when you're starting out in art in general. Like, people tend to get really butthurt about copying or tracing and all that, but I credit everything. Like, I mean, a few years ago when I was like, my art was way low. Well, it wasn't even that low. My older stuff, like on my, that's the older stuff that's on my DeviantArt is it's from before I had a drawing tablet, so I was just making things with MS Paint and a mouse. So yeah, that's why bases, I don't mind bases, although a lot of the there were certain things that I used bases for back then, and well, actually, excuse me, there were things back then that I used bases on, and I didn't create them like when I had posted them, because it was it's from a couple years, it's stuff from a couple years back. I wasn't as deep into the art community as I am now, and I didn't know anything about like what was proper etiquette on like proper etiquette on like bases and stuff, and linking to the base. But like, don't worry. Anything I use the base on that's on my DeviantArt now, I went back and found the bases and credited and linked to those bases. I'm in the description of those older works. Honestly, though, I put all those old things into a fire. Well, I wish I could put them in a fire, actually. I put them in a file called old shit. Like, that's literally, if you go to my gallery in DeviantArt, which, my DeviantArt is now one of the links on my channel, so, yeah, just, it will also be linked in the description, and, yeah, just go to my gallery and click on the file on the side labeled old shit, and you'll find all my old horrible artwork from when I was just, well, most of it is my old artwork from when I only had a mouse. There's only one thing in there that I made pretty much right after I had gotten my drawing tablet. And it was kind of an abstract piece, and I actually kind of like that piece, at least. But that one was all me, is the thing. Also, Homestuck, OC, Troll, Ancestors, the two I have on there in the old shit, those, I'm actually kind of proud of those, for given what I had to use at the time. I mean, I'm still not happy about them now, because I know like, there are a lot of things on them that I would change now, considering I have a drawing tablet now. But back then, I think they're pretty good for only using a mouse and MS Paint, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying they're good just in general. I'm saying they're good for what I had at the time. Like, there are so many things that I would fix and improve upon, and have improved upon, or at least I've tried to improve upon since I made that work. And I'll admit there's like in the troll ancestor for that I made for the design I made for that's in the description says I made it for one of my internet friends. That was one of my better ones, like one of my best ones, really. And the only problem was I don't know where the guy who asked me for the design, I'm not sure where he got the picture of that weapon that the character is wielding. So unfortunately I could not link to that. Actually he's one of the people who watches my videos, so if you could give me that link, please, because I really want to credit, like, wherever you got it. If it was just on a wiki page somewhere, then fine, but I want to credit it so bad, because I feel bad for not crediting. But, okay, on to what a lot of people consider, like, cringy DeviantArt things. Oh god. A lot of people seem to get really butthurt about newer artists or people who are just new to the platform, or even people who are only really on there to roleplay using bases and such, or like tracing and all that. Now, it's one thing if you're tracing or using bases and claiming it as those, like if you're tracing and you claim it as your own, or if you're you get a base and then you try to claim that base as your own, then yeah, that's wrong. That's totally wrong. But if you're using the base for its intended purpose, or if you're just kind of tracing to kind of get a feel for lines and hand movements, or just like pen or brush movements or whatever, I don't see a super huge problem with it. Like, they should credit, but a lot of these people who do this are either just starting out and don't know any better, or they don't actually plan to get into art like super deep, and they don't know all the nuances of crediting sources and all that. Or in the case of the role players who are just trying to get a visual representation so they don't have to spend paragraphs trying to describe what their character looks like, when they can just make a basic representation using a base or something. Most of those people aren't too worried. Honestly, most of them aren't too worried about how good it is. It's more used as a tool to help them convey more about the character in a more visual aspect, as opposed to the aforementioned method of writing paragraphs just describing how a character looks. Like, I remember back when I had to do this. It is a pain in the ass. And also, sorry if like I have weird voice issues or something. This mic picks up everything, and I have a few weird quirks in the way that my voice is and the way I talk. And I honestly don't know how to improve and fix those. Like, I kind of, like, my S's tend to it's not quite a lisp, I don't think. I don't know what it's considered, but my S's kind of stick, almost like a snake. If you couldn't tell already, like. Okay, yeah, I should not try to be a snake anymore. um, hmm. Oh, just to let you guys know, I do this stuff unscripted, so there's a lot of like spluttering and ums and ohs and ands and just yeah, I'm not the best at speaking, so please keep that in mind. One but yeah, just I think people need to be a bit more understanding when it comes to art, is basically what I was trying to say. If I didn't lose my train of thought too badly, hopefully you can still follow what I'm saying. Oh, let's see, what else? Okay, so we're about halfway through the video now, it seems, and yeah, just thought I'd let you know. It's kind of weird trying to record this way, but if it sounds good, I'll probably just keep with it if it sounds good, and I'll just have to get used to it over time. Anyway, oh god. Oh. What else is there to say, really? Oh yeah, I should probably explain where all of this talk is coming from about DeviantArt and crediting and bases and all this stuff. I've been watching a lot of DeviantArt ranter channels on YouTube, and before you ask, huh? Before you say something like, really? Where? I don't see it in your, like, subscriptions or anything. That's because I have this channel for videos that I want as just strictly for YouTube content. And then I have a personal channel that's tied to my more personal stuff. And yeah, I like to keep things kind of separate. Like, I even have a completely different Google account that's for professional stuff. I'm not a professional yet, but once I start really getting into professional work, I will be using the professional one to keep the professional separate from the personal, and the professional and the personal are also completely separate from the YouTube. Obviously this is the YouTube. In case you couldn't figure that out. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to figure it out. It's just, I don't know, you might not have. Or you just might not have realized, and that's cool. That's fine. Like, I can be pretty... I have my naive moments, I'm not gonna lie. But honestly, I think everyone does. Doesn't that... That is horrible grammar. Don't they? what am I talking about? The only place I'm good at grammar is in the written word. When I speak, I have a weird manner of speaking, and I will straight up say that because it's true. Like, okay, so I don't know any foreign languages fluently. I didn't grow up in that, like, a bilingual household or anything like that. But I did grow up in a household where we used a form of slang called pidgin. It's not like the bird. It's not spelled like the bird. It's spelled like Pidjin. I think. I don't know. Pigeon is the word pigeon is not relating to a bird though. If I ever mention it again, pigeon is relating to a form of English slang that's like a Hawaiian English slang type of thing. For the actually, you know what I think about it? I don't think I've mentioned this on the channel yet. Okay, so I grew up on Maui. I don't live there anymore. I wish I did. Like, all my family is there. Oh my god. I live somewhere completely different now, and it's fucking it. I never wanted to leave Maui in the first place, so yeah, that I would love to go back there, but I can't, and it is what it is. So, but basically, Pigeon, I grew up around it a lot because I grew up around the Hawaiian side of my family, and we used it frequently amongst ourselves. But then at school, like, none of those kids were local, man. None of them. Well, okay, technically they were local in that they lived on the island, but they weren't local in that their families had lived there for generations upon generations upon generations, like my family had, and still does. And the thing was, I was in growing up, I was in private elementary school. It went from preschool all the way from preschool to 8th grade were all in this one school. It was a tiny ass school. Like, I thought it was a big school when I was going there, but I didn't have anything else to work off of. Like, that was the only school I really had gone to at the time, I want to say. I don't know. It's a long story. That's a long story for another day. The point is, at the school, I talked normally without any accents or slang, and when I talk normally now, I have this weird voice that's like a mix of, like, a weird voice and a weird manner of speaking that's a mix of the slang tonalities and phrases and the proper English. And not English as in British, I mean American English. Before any of you try to say, like, oh, it's British too, like British English or American English or whatever. Yeah, I'm American. So just so you know, I don't know. I just Oh god, that was a really weird sound I just made with my mouth. I don't even know how I made that. Hopefully this didn't pick it up, but it's a really good microphone so far, so I think it did. And if so, I am sorry. If it's annoying, that is. But yeah, so I just have this kind of weird way of speaking. I'm not, and I don't talk to people a lot, so honestly, recording, like, having to record the vocals separately is kind of taxing on my throat, which really sucks because I used to be like super into singing and I was always in a choir, and I still want to get back into it. It's just I can't find any good choirs around me. I've tried. I'm gonna try. There's another choir that I'm looking into, and if I get in, if I end up joining, I mean, I'll probably like make a video about it or something. I don't know, but yeah, it's a long story. The point of that, me mentioning the choir thing, was that I used to be able to sing for hours without getting my voice getting tired. Well, not my voice, but my throat. And now it's like I can barely go like half an hour of speaking before my throat gets all like it starts to hurt a little bit, and it sucks. Or I could just be coming down with something and that could be affecting with it, because I've been feeling a little something lately. Actually it just started today. My mom's been sick and I might be getting something from her. I don't like, not getting something good, getting something bad, isn't I might be getting a little sick from her. It's nothing, it's not like a major illness, it's just like a stupid cold that's been going around where I am, and it was probably bound to happen to me eventually. But it kind of sucks because I just got out over my allergies recently. Like, I was so clear until just this morning. Bam. Yesterday my mom said something about it and I feel like that jinxed it. But yeah, so I might be coming down with something, and that might also, like, depending on how bad I sound, that might slow down some of the uploads and videos and everything. And I'm really sorry about that if it does, but hopefully it doesn't. For the most part, though, I am feeling pretty much fine overall. It's just a little something, and that how these things, it never fails. You know how these things always start. You're always like, oh, it's just a little something, it'll pass, and then like 2 days later, you're hacking up along, lying in bed, like wishing that you were a vampire so the sun would kill you. Oh. Or something along that line. You know what I mean? I think you guys get it, right? Yeah, I think you guys get it. You're pretty cool like that. Oh, looks like we're getting pretty close to the end here. Okay, I really hope you guys are enjoying the video. And, yeah, so I gotta wrap this up here. Yeah, so everything should be back to a more normal schedule after this, and like I should be having a lot more content, which is honestly should be. It's kind of exciting to think about, you know, especially since this is not an actual vocal conversation, and I can stop things wherever I want to, really. Sorry if that sounds kind of weird. It's just, again, I tend to get into these conversations that end up going way too long for my personal taste. And it's nice to be able to talk without having to interact directly with other people, like, through speech, because I'm very, like, if you think I'm awkward recording this, you should see me in real life trying to have a conversation. Is basically what I'm trying to explain to you. But yeah, I love you guys, and I want this channel to do well. I want you guys to enjoy what I make for you. And any second now, there we go. Here comes the end result. I really hope you guys like it. And before you ask in the comments, yes, this will be the new profile picture for the channel. The art took about 21 hours to make, and it took 5+ hours of editing, so the video as a whole took about over 26 hours to make. They are non-consecutive hours, mind you. I got all of the poses shown at the beginning of the video from the same awesome person on DeviantArt, Galeka Eka Go, who I was trying to pronounce earlier in the video. Go check them out on DeviantArt. The links will be in the description, as always. And seriously, they have amazing stuff. Seriously, check them out. And yeah, here's the reminder to check them out. As always, you guys, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, you are loved and you are important. Good night, good morning, and if you're going to sleep after this, sleep tight. This is Gothic Melody, your girl, signing off. Bye.